Hello children, in my videos I read the chapter for you as it is very important for you so that you can go through the chapter with me, and this will definitely help you gain good marks in your exams. And if you will revisit my videos, it will help you in recalling when you are sitting in the exam and giving your paper, and you will also memorize the chapter thoroughly. So let's see chapter 1, Who Ate the Sun? A myth is a story that explains the origins of a cultural practice or natural phenomenon. For example, almost all cultures across the world have a creation myth concerning the origins of the world or how the world came to exist. So in this chapter we will read about some myths from different cultures. The word myth comes from the Greek word mythos. Mythos in Greek means story or speech. Myths are stories that have come to us from the beginning of human existence, the very dawn of history, and perhaps from the time humans started to speak. These old stories try to give reasons for inexplicable phenomena. Inexplicable phenomena means extraordinary occurrences or circumstances that cannot be understood or explained, right? So these old stories try to give reasons for inexplicable phenomena that early man witnessed in nature or big cataclysmic events in human history. Cataclysmic events means sudden and violent events in nature or society causing great changes, right? Every culture in the world has its own myths that are passed on from generation to generation. Myths are far older than legends or folk tales and fables. Now, what are legends? Let's see here. Legends means stories narrating heroic deeds of people that may or may not be true. Then folk tales, stories that are passed on from one generation to another in the spoken form. Then fables, fables also kind of tales, stories, right? Short stories with animals as characters that teach moral lessons. Okay. So come back to the paragraph. We were here. So myths are far older than legends or folk tales and fables. The earliest myths we know of are those that describe the creation of the universe, of men, animals and spirits, and tell us of the origins of gods, right? Today, with the growing influence of rational scientific views of the world, when we use the word myth, we often mean something that isn't true, something made up to deceive others. But myths are perhaps necessary for the human spirit, as reality is too complex for the human brain to grasp. We need explanations for questions that we cannot still answer based on a rational knowledge. What is the purpose? Where do we come from? What is reality? Are questions for which we still want answers, and we still answer them in the form of stories. Science fiction could be regarded as a type of modern myth. When we hear old myths, we can see why people could have made up the stories they did. They needed to explain frightening or awe inspiring events or happening in a way that would comfort and ease them. What do you mean by awe inspiring events? Events that generate feelings of reverence, admiration, or fear. The stories told about the solar eclipse are good examples of such myths. Now, what is solar eclipse? We all know about this, right? So, let's see. The sun's movement as seen from the earth is regular and dependable, and people tend to take its regular journey through the sky for granted. In fact, people have always used it to regulate their lives and livelihood. And then, all of a sudden, they see something unusual happening to the sun that cannot be explained or understood. Now we all know that a solar eclipse occurs when the moon comes between the sun and the earth. It blocks our view of the sun, so we have a solar eclipse. If someone doesn't know what a solar eclipse is, it's natural for them to be frightened to see the sun being eaten up, bite by bite, right in the middle of a perfectly ordinary day. And then, equally suddenly, it comes back, chunk by small chunk, till it is shining over the world once more. It looks remarkably like someone ate up the sun for a while. In fact, the earliest word for eclipse in Chinese, shi, means to eat. And most myths about the solar eclipse are stories of various creatures and demons devouring the sun in the sky. The Vikings saw a pair of sky wolves chasing the sun or the moon. There was an eclipse whenever one of the wolves caught a bright orb. In a story from Vietnam, a frog or a toad eats the moon or the sun. Toad is a young one of a frog, right? So in a story from Vietnam, a frog or a young frog eats the moon or the sun. The Koreans thought wild dogs chased the sun across the sky and ate it. So in our country, the story is told of demon Rahu. Now in India, there was a demon, there was a Rakshas called Rahu who disguised himself as a god. He concealed his true identity that he is the Rakshas, and he dressed himself as god because he wanted to steal a taste of Amrit. Now what is Amrit? Amrit is a nectar that grants immortality. Whosoever will drink this liquid, he will be immortal, he will never die, and only gods had that privilege to drink this. But because he was not a god, so he disguised himself and made himself a god in order to steal a taste of Amrit after it was churned out of the ocean. But the sun and the moon saw what he was up to and reported this to Lord Vishnu. Vishnu sliced off Rahu's head before the Amrit could slide down his throat. Now, what happened was the Amrit was in his mouth, but when he was just about to swallow this from his throat, Lord Vishnu sliced his throat. So the liquid, that nectar, only it was there only in his head. It was there. It left only in the head and didn't reach the body. So as a result, the head turned immortal, but the body died. The demon Rahu's head continues to move throughout the sky, chasing the sun and the moon in anger. Every now and then he catches them and swallows them to cause an eclipse. But as he has no throat, the sun and the moon fall out every time and the eclipse gets over, right? Because after the eclipse gets over, the sun comes back to its original position. The Chinese too believe that an invisible dragon ate up the sun, so they made a huge commotion to frighten away the dragon. They had drummers beating the drums and archers shooting arrows into the sky. One Chinese emperor had no drummers ready and no archers waiting to shoot arrows during an eclipse because the royal astronomer CN Ho had failed to predict an eclipse. The emperor was so angry that he ordered the two astronomers be punished. The people of Japan, on the other hand, believe that poison dripped from the skies during an eclipse, so they took care to keep all their wells covered. The Bata Maliba people from Benin and Togo in West Africa have a different and interesting belief about eclipses. The myth tells the story of a fight between the sun and the moon during an eclipse. The people encourage the sun and the moon to stop fighting. To this day, they see eclipses at a time of coming together and resolving old feuds. Now, what are feuds? Feuds are battle quarrels, which are going from long time, like family quarrels, like about property, some old quarrels. Okay. Interestingly, there's a similar real life story about an eclipse on 20th May 585 BC. The armies of the Lydians and the Medes have been at war for a long time, and suddenly the day turned into night. The two armies were so stunned that they declared peace and the fighting stopped at once. Okay. So here we come to the end of this chapter. Let's do this exercise as well. Take the most appropriate options, discuss the choices in class. So who are legends? Legends will be, see here, option A is the earliest stories told by humans. Then B is stories about heroic deeds of people. Then option C is stories based on actual events. Then short stories with animals as characters. So we all know that short stories with animals as characters are fables, right? So option B is the correct answer. Stories about heroic deeds of people are legends. Now, science fiction could be regarded as a type of modern myth because it consists of fictional stories and is not true, tries to imagine other worlds and is not rational, tries to answer questions to which we do not have scientific answers, consists of stories told to everyone all over the world. So the answer to this would be tries to answer questions of which we do not have scientific answers. Then third one, the sight of a solar eclipse could have frightened early humans because they took the sun's movement for granted. B, used the sun's movement to regulate their lives. C, were worried that something had eaten the sun. D, could not understand or explain the sudden disappearance of the sun. So the correct answer will be C, worried that something had eaten the sun. Then fourth one, most solar eclipse myths talk about something eating up the sun because A, the moon hides the sun during an eclipse. It looks as if the sun is being eaten up during an eclipse. Then C, people thought there were animals and demons in the sky. Then D, people did not believe in scientific explanations. So most solar eclipse myths talk about something eaten up the sun because it looks as if the sun is being eaten up during an eclipse. Option B. Then fifth one, the eclipse myth of Battle Limba people is different because it A is about making friends and peace and hence something positive. Then B does not talk about something eating the sun. Then C is not from Europe. Then D can occur in reality. So the correct answer will be A. Is about making friends and peace and hence something positive. Because if you remember, we read about that the myth about Battle Limba people is that it tells a story of a fight between the sun and the moon during an eclipse, and the people encourage the sun and the moon to stop fighting and make friends and have peace, right? Then next question, what do these lines from the text mean? Now, first one, these old stories try to give reasons for inexplicable phenomena that early man witnessed in nature or big cataclysmic events in human history. So we can say that reality was very complex for the early men to understand, right? So they made stories which became myths because at that time scientific phenomena was not that significant. So they made stories which became myths. The weird things that happened were inexplicable and were not rational. Inexplicable means not which are not understood or explained, right? And they were not rational. They were made into stories to satisfy their curiosity, right? Then the second one, people tend to take its regular journey through the sky for granted. Now, this text means that the people did not know facts about the sun. They only knew that it rises in the east and sets in the west. So they did not have that scientific knowledge about the sun. So by this journey of the sun, they set themselves accordingly. Okay. Now C1. Think about it. First one. Why do you think people in old times invented different forms of stories such as myths, legends, folk tales, and fables? Now, people in old times invented different forms of stories such as myths, legends, folk tales, and fables because to explain or reason out this inexplicable phenomenon, the cataclysmic events which are happening, which are not very easy to explain, right? And which they were not aware of that why these events are happening because they do not have that rational knowledge, that scientific knowledge at that time. So they do not have explanations for these that took place in human history. That is why they made up stories. Okay, to satisfy their own desire that why these things are happening, to satisfy their own curiosity. Okay, then second one, how do you think these stories become popular when there were no newspapers, TV, and internet? So these stories became popular because of word of mouth. One person told to other person, then the other person told the other person, like what happens in a grapevine, just by oral communication. Okay, because at that time newspapers, TV, and internet, all these means of communication were not that prevalent. Okay, now here we come to the end of this chapter. Children, please do let me know if you want the answers in written form, so I will make a separate video of this whole page. Thank you.